Hello, in this lesson we will imagine an Instagram page that makes handmade cakes and we will design according to this page. The subject of our design will be birthday cakes. We will also learn to create 3D frames and shapes during the design. The purpose of determining topics in our design in this way is to help you learn better by adding realism. So instead of using ready-made templates and changing these parts, we make real design. I think it's more interesting with this method. Even if the subject of the design is not your field of interest, it will be more memorable as you will learn how to design. Now I click on the Elements tab and I will type a different keyword. If we type creative frame in the search bar, you can find different frames. Let's choose this frame and use it in our design. I drag it to the corner and continue design. I need to change my background color. I come to the color wheel page and let's choose a color in shades of blue. From here, we could click on the tetradic tab and work with 4 colors. I drag the dot to light blue tones. I click on the reference code in the color palette and click on the color tab to come to design screen and change the background color. Then copy the code. This time, let's add a video inside the frame. Since the subject of the design is birthday, I come to the videos tab and write a birthday cake in the search bar. Here, let's select the video of the girl with a cake in her hand and load it into the frame. Then, I click on the crop tab and make the child appear. I can preview it by pressing the play button on the design screen. Now let's learn how to make this frame 3D. For this method, I copy the frame and don't move it. I will click on the color tab and select a color. This way, I can transform the frame into a shape. I choose the yellow color and it turned it into a shape. Then click on the shape and take it back with the position tab. Now the frame looks 3D. This time, if we click on the shape and copy it and roll it back, we increase the thickness. Now let's change the color of the second shape to pink and take it back. Both turn it pink, but once if I click on the more backward tab, I get a 3D frame with 2 colors. We learned how to make the frame in 3D. Now let's create a happy birthday text for this part. But let's find it from the Elements tab, not from the Text tab. I write happy birthday in the search bar. There are ready graphics. Let's select it and position it. I make the color white. To add a gradient under this text, I click on the Elements tab and type gradient. Let's go to the graphics section and choose a gradient similar to my frame. For example, let's select this gradient and enlarge it and drag it to the top of the text. I need to take it back from the position tab. I have changed the gradient and text to a size close the frame to make it fit. Now let's click on the gradient and choose its colors from the colors suitable for the design. I click on the color tab, select yellow and pink because we used these colors in the frame. Now I am copying another one from this gradient. Thanks to this gradient, we will make our shape 3D. But first let's change the colors and create a more beautiful image. I change the colors with each other and create an opposite effect. Now let's take this gradient behind the first gradient. In this way, our gradient has also become 3D. Now I will reduce my gradient and frame a little because I will add graphics to the right area. Let's place a product in this area, thinking that we are producing a cake. Since we don't have a product photo, let's click on the Photos tab and type cake in the search bar and see the stock photos. For example, let's select this photo and drag it to our area. You know that in order to use the photo beautifully in this area, I need to delete its background. I click on the Edit Image tab, delete the background. Let's use a design trick on the back to use this photo more effectively. I'm copying and aligning one more from the photo. Then I enter the Adjust tab from the Edit Image tab. From here, I will create a light effect by playing with the brightness, tint. I changed the tint setting to yellow to match the design and blur settings. Then I click backwards from the Position tab. I enlarge the glowing photo and get an effective product photo. I will add a round shape behind it and make it more beautiful. I click on the Elements tab and add a circle. I bring it to the top of the cake and enlarge it towards the middle of the design. If I pass it behind my gradient, it will be a more effective element. Now I click on the Position tab until it comes to the back. Let's come to the color wheel page and choose a different color. For example, we can use the purple color. I copy the code and come to the design screen, copy it, change the color. The design of this region is also finished. Finally, I will enter this region with text and graphics about the order. I come to the Text tab and add a text. I write, "You can send a message to order." However, we must make this text beautiful. So, I click on the Elements tab and add a square. I transform it into a rectangle and drag it behind the text. I stretch the rectangle and pass it behind the frame to beautifully design. If we click backward on the Position tab once, it will pass behind the frame. If we click it a second time, it will go behind the yellow gradient. And if we click a third time, it will pass under all of them. Now I turn the text white so that is legible and enlarge it a little bit. Let's design an order-related event flow under the text. Let's come and type order in the search bar and click on the graphics. Here we come across graphics related to the order. Here we have the exercise or imagination. First I choose this basket and I want to tell you to create an order. Then I shrink it down and drag it under the text. Secondly, let's select a motorcycle and drag it to the side of the basket. After creating an order here, I want to tell you that we are serving takeout. Finally, let's use an emoji to tell that the cake is delicious. Let's write Udemy in the search bar. I like this emoji the most. I add to the design and shrink it down and drag it along with the others. In turn, the order was created, the takeaway was served, and a delicious cake was eaten. Finally, I will write a text on this area, indicate that it is handmade. I click on the Text tab, add some text and drag it here. For example, we can write handmade boutique cake. Let's click on the Effect tab and turn the text into a circle. When I click it on the Curve tab, I've got a half text circle. We can try to increase the curve setting as the first way to make it a full circle, but with this method it will not be legible because the letter spacing is less. That's why I lowered the curve level. To show the second method, I drag text to the bottom area. I click the spacing tab and increase the letter spacing. This way I get a more legible circle text. Now let's add a round gradient of 2 colors behind this text. I type gradient in the search bar. Let's select this gradient and drag it behind the text. Now I elegant the text to make it more aesthetic and increase the text thickness. Finally, I can decorate the empty parts of the design with graphics. Let's click on the Elements tab and search for the word birthday, which is the main subject of our design, and strengthen my design with these elements. For example, let me select these flags and let me position it here. You can also change the colors of the flags here. Now I write animated birthday for animated elements. Let's select it and drag it here and select these balloons and drag them to the space here. Please remember that animated elements always attract more attention. When I broke it over the birthday text, it became a more beautiful design. I hope you liked the design and learned new things about Canva. See you in the next lesson.